Hello, beautiful one. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited to share today with you a practice. It's kind of like a meditation, a contemplation. Doing this practice over time eventually led to my channeling my own book. And so, yeah, it's been life-changing. And I'll share with you why it's so powerful and what it is. And then we'll get all into it. I received this from a spiritual teacher who had read and was influenced by this book called The Impersonal Life. This is a copy when he recommended it to me that I found at the place I was staying in the middle of nowhere in Mexico. So that was even a little miracle. You can see it's quite beat up. It's an old book. Joseph Benner, the author, was an American he wrote the book in 1916. And he just felt this kind of overwhelming desire to give himself over to a higher power. And he kind of felt that this voice was coming in to speak to him. And basically he channeled several books. And the first was The Impersonal Life. One of the reasons why I'm sharing this practice with you is because when I'm meditating, what I resonate with is to connect with I am. I am presence. So the way that I think about that is that consciousness exists, and then, we are the little fragment of consciousness that is individuated as one prism of that great whole. And so it's beautiful to be the prism. It's beautiful to be the ego self with the uniqueness and the soul embodiment. It's also beautiful to merge back into the truth of who and what we are, which is that we arise out of this bigger all that is, this bigger I am, this bigger consciousness, God, source, however you resonate to say that. And so in essence, that's what I'm offering you today, is a practice that helps you connect with that greater truth and really kind of plug back into that source of who you are. This is especially useful when you're challenged. So if you have circumstances that are going on in your life that are challenging you, it could be a health problem, it could be just emotional, mental, things that are happening that are getting overwhelming. Plug back into the I am, because the I am is truth, love, knowing, wisdom, all-knowing. So when you plug back into that, you can receive all that you need and feel peace, feel well, know your next steps. And having this as an ongoing tool is so powerful. We can always go back directly to the source. And I know that you know that. So that's the aim of today's practice, is simply to provide you another gateway, another way of thinking about it to get you into that connection. So it's a beautiful practice, and I will be curious to hear from you about how you resonate with this teaching or not. One of the hesitations I have about sharing this practice is that Joseph Benner does speak, and the book is quite written in a very religious sounding tone. And so if you do not resonate with that, personally, I don't have a religious upbringing, and so I don't I just haven't had a lot of exposure to Christian teachings. So for me, it's relatively neutral, that language. But depending on what associations you have, it may or may not resonate. I definitely don't want to indoctrinate you with a teaching that doesn't feel right for you. So just a disclosure that feel free to take what resonates, leave the rest, and see if there's some value for you in this. The essence of this contemplation is to contemplate, as you sit still, the words, "Be still and know I am God." Be still and know I am God. Depending on how you read the words, the meaning can change. And that's why this is really a contemplation for you to just allow these words to go into you and for your body, for your being to receive these words and see what happens for you over time. So I will read a little bit from the book so that you get a sense of what it's talking about. Then we'll go right into the practice. So if you want, you can always skip ahead directly to the practice. And also, if you get into it, you can go check out the teaching on YouTube. I'll put the link in the corner to a beautifully read audiobook version of the Impersonal Life, and definitely checking out the first 2 chapters at least is a really great foundation for today's practice. So here's a piece of what it says in the Impersonal Life about I am. I am you, that part of you who is and knows, who knows all things, and always knew and always was. Yes, I am you, yourself, that part of you who says I am and is I am. That transcendent innermost part of you which quickens within you as you read, which responds to this my word, which perceives its truth, which recognizes all truth and discards all error wherever found. Not that part which has been feeding on error all these years. For I am your real teacher, the only real one you will ever know, and the only master. I, your divine self. I, the I am of you, bring to you this my message, my living word, as I have brought to you everything in life, be it book or master, to teach you that I, and I alone, your own true self, am the teacher for you, the only teacher, and the only God, who is and always has been providing for you not only with the bread and wine of life, but with all things needed for your physical, mental, and spiritual growth and sustenance. And this is from the next chapter, Be Still and Know. The fact is, this I is yourself, your real self. Your human mind has heretofore been so engrossed with the task of supplying its intellect and body with all manner of selfish indulgences that it has never had time to get acquainted with the real you, its true Lord and Master. You have been so interested in and affected by the pleasures and sufferings of your body and intellect that you have almost come to believe you are your intellect and body, and you have consequently nearly forgotten me, your divine self. I am not your intellect and body, and this message is to teach you that you and I are one. The words I hear and speak, and the main burden of these instructions is to awaken your consciousness to this great fact. You cannot awaken to this fact until you can get away from the consciousness of this body and intellect, which so long have held you enslaved. You must feel me within before you can know I am there. Now, in order that you can become wholly oblivious to your mind and its thoughts and your body and its sensation, so that you can feel me within, it is necessary that you studiously obey these, my instructions. Sit quietly in a relaxed position, and when wholly at ease, let your mind take in the significance of these words. Be still and know I am God. Without thinking, allow this, my divine command, to penetrate deep into your soul. Let whatever impressions that come to your mind enter at will, without effort or interference on your part. Note carefully their import, for it is you. Then, when somewhat of their vital significance begins to dawn upon your consciousness, speak these my words slowly imperatively to every cell of your body, to every faculty of your mind, with all the conscious power you possess. Be still and know I am God. Speak them just as they are here and written, trying to realize that the God of you commands and demands of your mortal self implicit obedience. Study them, search out their hidden potency, brood over them, carry them with you into your vital work, whatever it may be. Make them the vital dominating factor in your work, in all your creative thoughts. Say them 1,000 times a day until you have discovered all my innermost meaning, until every cell of your body thrills in joyful response to the command, be still, and instantly obeys. And every vagrant thought hovering around your mind hides itself off into nothingness. Then, as the words reverberate through the caverns of your now empty being, then as the sun of knowing begins to rise on the horizon of your consciousness, then will you feel the swell of a wondrous, strange breath, filling you to the extreme of all your mortal members, causing your senses almost to burst with the ecstasy of it. Then will there come a surge after surge of a mighty, resistless power rising within you, lifting you almost off the earth. Then will you feel within the glory, the holiness, the majesty of my presence. And then you will know I am God. You, when you have felt me thus in such moments within, when you have tasted of my power, hearkened to my wisdom, and know the ecstasy of my all-embracing love, no disease can touch, no circumstance can weaken, no enemy can conquer you, for now you know I am within, and you always hereafter will turn to me in your need, putting all your trust in me and allowing me to manifest my will. So let's go ahead and get into a comfortable spot, set the ambiance for some quiet, uninterrupted time to go within. And set the stage for our meditation. I like to have little things like incense, candle, just make it, a little special. Set the tone, set the stage. So whatever way you can create an environment for yourself that accentuates the intention of peace and of connecting with the truth of who and what you are. Ooh. Okay, there we go. And blanket and adjust your position so that you can really be still once we get into it. So you want to be comfortable. If you haven't seen the video about the beginner's meditation video, I'll put the link up in the corner. All right. Here we are. So nice tall spine. Connect to your sits bones. Let your spine lengthen. Check that your shoulders are stacked above your hips and your ears above your shoulders. Oftentimes the head's out in front. And just elongate the back of the neck, slightly tucking the chin. And resting the hands comfortably. Begin to focus your attention now on the breath. Perhaps watching the breath enter and exit through the nostrils or rising and falling at the diaphragm, whatever is more natural for you as a point of focus. As the body grows still, the mind also begins to grow still. And we help in this process by focusing the mind on one sole focus. In this case, the movement of the breath flowing in and out. Allowing the body to make any subtle movements naturally on the way to stillness. And just observing without judgment. And when thoughts arise, as they will, as is the nature of the mind, just allow them to dissolve. As soon as you notice you're thinking, let it go. Returning the focus once again to the breath. Be easy, no big deal. As you now begin to access more stillness, we'll begin the contemplation, just allowing the words to infiltrate your being. Allow yourself to receive and contemplate the words without effort. Be still. And know I am God. We'll take some time in silence now for you to allow these words to circulate. And if and when you notice your mind focusing elsewhere, just come back to the words with an attitude of ease. Wherever you are, take a moment to appreciate the state of being that you've cultivated and your direct connection. The quieting of your being, your mind, your body. And how you've moved into a state of allowing. Receptivity. Take a moment to give thanks to yourself for showing up. And to the beauty and grace of all that is. And taking a final moment to prepare yourself for transitioning back into your day. Knowing that you've received what you need to move forward in your next steps. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I'd love to hear what resonated, how it worked, and any questions that arose. And I look forward to seeing you in the next meditation. Take care. Much love.